Acharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. So last time we are seeing Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman. And you have noticed that what seemed to be an adjective has actually become the noun. Satyam is not an adjective for Brahman. Satyam itself is Brahman. Jnanam is not an adjective for Brahman. Jnanam, consciousness itself, is Brahman. Anantam is the nature of Brahman. Okay? Yeah. Limitlessness. So what is limitless is Brahman, what is Brahman is limitless. So, now the question will come up. Therefore, are there qualities of Brahman? Now, when you look at it logically, in Nyaya, a quality is something that resides in a substance. Saffron color resides in a substance called cloth or the wall. A quality has to reside in a substance. Yeah? Yeah, a little bit more elaboration. Yeah, done. I'll do that. So look, if it is a quality, it has to reside in a substance. But here, the word is describing the substance, not the quality. What is Satyam. Abhaditam Satyam. Now, okay, let us look at definition wise. You see a rope on a snake. Old example. Okay. Why do you say the rope is false and this rope is false? The snake is false and the rope is real. You know, you keep hearing rope snake in Vedanta, and then when you see a real snake, oh, that is rope. That's a worse mistake, okay? When I used to study here, late 70s, early 80s, there are a lot of snakes coming in. And it's an ashram, you don't kill a snake. So you pick it up by the tail and put it out. Okay, yeah. You can't kill a snake, come on, it's an ashram here. It's a Nagadevata. Yeah. So rope snake, you go out for a walk. After dinner, the snake is also going out for a walk. So no problem. So you mistake a rope for a snake. Why do you say snake is not real and rope is real? Why do you say that? It's subject to negation. Baditam, right? It's subject to negation. Snake is subject to negation. Rope, tell me, in the world, what is not subject to negation? Kurta? Kurta disappears into cloth. Cloth into fibers. Again back. So everything, you only have to shift the standpoint for the thing to disappear. All definitions are like that. All definitions require a framework. You shift the framework, definition is not valid. That's why in science and all, when you study definitions or any principle, it says under NTP conditions, keeping these as variables as constant, then you give a definition, isn't it? Because a framework. Without a framework, it has no meaning. And here we are negating the framework itself. Framework is for a finite thing. We are talking of Anantam Satyam. What is limitlessness. Existence, limitlessness. Jnanam, limitlessness. For Jnanam cannot mean knowledge. It cannot mean the known object. Then the only thing left is the knower. Because tell me, see, like in Tattvamasi, there is Tvam. In Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman, where is Tvam? Brahman is there, Tat. Tvam kidhar hai? Jnanam. The Jnana Pada brings in Tvam because is there a source of knowledge other than you? Knowledge has to happen in a conscious being. No? This cannot have knowledge. No? It cannot gain knowledge, cannot disseminate knowledge. It's knowable. That much is there. Therefore, by the word Jnanam, you are brought into the picture. To make that Tattvamasi complete. You are brought into the picture because of the word Jnanam. But what type of Jnanam? Anantam Jnanam. So not your mind, not the body, mind, etc. That the one who is aware of all this, the one who is conscious of all this, conscious of the body, conscious of the mind, conscious of knowledge, conscious of ignorance, that I, the conscious being, is presented as limitlessness. So consciousness becomes now limitless. As I said before, limiting factors are time and space. Everything in the world is limited by time and space. But time is what? You are looking at yourself through your thoughts. You are looking at the consciousness through the thoughts and saying there is time. Remember that? It was right at the beginning class. Thoda people could have forgotten it. 48 hours ago, yaar, come on, how do you expect me to remember? I come to the class with a fresh slate always. Time is a gap between two events. Two events are nothing but two observations. Two of an observer. Because without an observer, there is no event. So two events becomes two observations. Two observations are two thoughts. So what is there between the two thoughts? Me. So when you are looking at me through the thoughts, you get this illusion called time. You get this mithya entity. Time is purely illusory. Where? What is time? Where is time? There is nothing like time. Therefore, how does time condition consciousness? It does not condition your mind. Conditions only the body. Yeah. अब तो बिल्कुल बूढ़ा हूँ, गोली खाकर जीता हूँ. You can say all that. You seen that ad, no? You know, Suresh Sunita, they're both in the ad world, you know. जब मैं बिल्कुल बच्चा था, बहुत शरारत करता था. It goes on like that. You know, when I was young, I was a very mischievous kid. It's an ad for Bajaj lights, but I like that. Because it shows that time affects your body, not your mind. How does it affect your mind? You can be 80-year-old and young at heart, no? If your mind is not weighed down by the responsibilities of life, it is not tired with all the things that you have faced. If you are not conscious of, I am 70-year-old, yaar, Mahatma hu, so thoda, I must act my age. Mind is not affected by time. Body is, of course. Can't do today what we could do at 25. No? Yeah. No one can. Body is affected, not your mind. In fact, your mind can be more stronger as you go older. If you have lived well, your mind is strong, not weaker. So mind is not affected by time. Then how do you expect the consciousness that objectifies the mind and time to be affected by time? So I, the consciousness, is limitless in terms of time. And if in terms of time it is limitless, in terms of space also it's automatically limitless. Because time and space is one continuum. They are not two separate things. Stephen Hawking, in the modern world. Traditionally in our Shastra, if they mention time, they won't mention space. If they mention space, they won't mention time. Why? It's understood. Time and space are one continuum. But you can look at it the same way. What is the truth of space? What is the fundamental building block of space? Can you look into it like that? If now is the truth of time, here has to be the truth of space. Here, what do you mean? Here in Rishikesh? But Rishikesh is a huge place. Here in Dayananda Nagar? Dayananda Nagar is big. In fact, I wish they had not named this place Dayananda Nagar. When you go outside and see the town, you don't like it. I've gone to such filthy place. Dayananda Ashram, 100 rooms, plus this hall. Here means what? Here means what? Here, where I am sitting? Go on further, what will be? You come closer and closer and say what? I. Upa, the meaning of the word Upa in Upanishad. Near. Near what? The near that cannot become far. The here that cannot become there. That is the truth of time, space, no? The here that cannot become there. It's only I, the consciousness. So the truth of space is I consciousness. Truth of time is I consciousness. In fact, I consciousness is unconditioned by time and space, the truth behind everything. That means what? You are Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman. Don't say Brahman is Satyam Jnanam Anantam. That Brahman is I, because Jnanam is I. So the I am Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman. Only then knowledge is complete. I am not conditioned by time and space. Anantam, I am always there, existence. There is no place I am not, no time I am not. It's not that when you know the truth, you will be free from birth and death. You are never born, you are never dying. Not you will become free later. Right? You are never born. I have a horoscope. Sometimes it looks like a horoscope. That's for the body and mind. That's for the jiva, the body and mind. Not for you, the consciousness. Yeah, horoscope is there, you can study it. You're going through problems, go to an astrologer. First 30 years of your life, lot of problems. And this guy was happy because his 30th birthday is next week. And after that you get used to it. After that you get used to it. So the idea is that you go to your horoscope. Why are you going to an astrologer? Because you can study your karmic patterns. He will tell you, Arey, साढ़े सात ही है. I'm just putting it off. I forgot to put it off. साढ़े सात ही है. 7.5 years of Shani. You have to bound to face some problems. Natural. Karmic pattern. It's not Shani is causing problems for you. It's a Shani is causing problem. It's a karmic pattern. Affects whom? The body, the mind. What do you call the jiva? The consciousness that is manifest in your body and mind, where you have the sense of I, a conceptual, no? It affects that. Therefore, that jiva has karma phala, goes to other dimension, comes back. And wherever it goes, the jiva goes, what does it find? I consciousness is always there. I consciousness is always there. Swamiji used to give this example. There was this wave in the Pacific Ocean. Small wave. Okay. Only 10 feet high. 10 feet high is a small wave, okay? Those of us who sail the seven seas, we have seen 100 feet high waves. So 10 feet is small wave. And it is being pushed to the shore by the bigger waves behind it. And from the waves returning from the shore, that is also the pressure. It's crushed between both. Waves coming from the shore, waves going. His life is very difficult. Too much, what stress and strain here? I'm pushed from both sides. Many of us experience that. We listen to our parents, now we have to listen to our children. Crush both sides. I think we are the only generation who are in that position. Both sides we are being crushed. The stress of life is too much. Oh Lord, Bhagavane, ocean hai. Pahiman, Trahiman is praying. There doesn't seem to be an answer. And then he sees a smaller wave there. Guy is very happy. Cheerful. How can you be so happy? What is there to be unhappy about? You sound like a guru. You are answering a question with another question. Are you from India? Yeah. How can you be happy like that when the life is so miserable? Then that guru wave teaches him, you are nothing but the water that makes up the whole ocean. You are not a wave. Wave is only a form. You are nothing but ocean. You are the water that makes up the whole ocean. Ocean, the God you are praying to, and you, the wave, you are having a relationship of individual and total. But you are nothing but water. I am nothing but water. So water is being crushed. The wave is crushed or water is crushed? Where is the wave? There is no wave but water. In fact, the water is not coming to the shore and going back. If you studied physics, wave is only a motion. It's only the energy moving. Name and form. The only wave that you can, this thing is this wave, high. Other than that, where is a wave? There's only water. Where is the ocean? There is only water. True story, it happened. You know, in Bombay ashram, Sandeepani, when I was a student, we had an ashram driver called Rishi Prasad. He was there for a number of years. Then he told Swamiji, I've been away from family for so long, I want to go back. I have a brother called Rohit. He will come and drive the ashram car. Can you give the job to him? I said, okay. So Rohit is from here, Rishikesh. Rishi Prasad is no more. But Rohit is here. I said, huh. So the Rohit took from Hardwar, Dehradun Express to come to Bombay. Super slow express. It never gets late because it takes 40 hours to reach Bombay. It cannot get late. So he came to Bombay early morning. He landed up. And Rishi went to pick him up from the station. Poor guy, first time he's coming to Bombay. Said, Rohit bhai, chai bhai peega? Will you have some tea or something? नहीं भाई नहीं, मेरे को समुद्र दर्शन करने का है. I want to have samudra darshanam. I want to see the ocean. It's a big thing in India to have samudra darshanam, especially in north. So Rishi saying, अरे भाई ये तो Bombay है. That time it was not Mumbai, it was Bombay. इधर Bombay है. इधर सब जगह दरिया है. There's ocean all over. You can see it anytime. No. Please, before going to the ashram, I want to see the ocean. Okay. So he said, I'll take Bombay Central. Chowpatty is close. So I'll take you to the beach, put you there. I have to deliver some letters to one of the trustees staying close by. I'll take 5 minutes and come back. You have all the Samudra Darshanam you want. So Rohit is now on the beach looking out. So after some time Rishi comes. Kiya Samudra Darshanam? Did you see the Samudra? Samudra kidhar hai? Where is Samudra? Okay. What is that? वो तो पानी है, that is water. ये तो गंगा में बहुत देखा है. Where is the ocean apart from the water? It's a true story. Now what happened after that I am not saying. Now I am taking off. The story has served its purpose. Where is the ocean apart from the water? You want to Nariyal Purnima. There's a big ceremony in Bombay. You offer a coconut to the ocean. Where do you offer? Do you have to take a boat and go out 10 miles into the ocean, 10 nautical miles into the ocean and to offer? Or you offer the coconut to that little wave that comes to tickle your feet? Ocean. Water. Now, once you understand your water, where is wave, where is ocean, where is breaker, where is the 100-year wave? It comes once in 100 years. It can sink a whole ship in a minute. Minute? Seconds. You see one mass of water coming in front. After that ship, everything gone. Nothing is there. If you're lucky, you'll find a few survivors after that. Where is it? There's only water. See the wave dying? Wave cannot die. It's water. How can the water die? Water is water all the way. This is you. You are the consciousness. Body is born, body is dying. As to how long you want to keep this body going? As it is, you need spare parts. Hearing aid, specs. Then sometimes some piping work, some knee work, some hip work, everything you require. How long you want to keep it going? Enough. I want a new model now. Or I'm free from the whole thing. I'm neither born nor dying. I'm the consciousness. In me, all births and deaths are happening. In me, the universe is being born and going. Jnanam anantam. Jnanam anantam. Satyam anantam. It is not a quality. It is the nature of Brahman. Your nature is Satyam Jnanam Anantam. The difference between a Visheshana and a Swarupa. In Sanskrit there are two words. Visheshana is an adjective, a quality. Swarupa is the true nature of the thing. Like the example given is heat and fire. Heat is not a quality of the fire. Heat is the nature of fire. Why? Combustion, oxidization is heat. No? So heat is the nature of fire, not a quality of fire. Sometimes you will see colors in fire. When you see the Homa going on, you will see different flames coming up. Some are dark, some are bright, some are smoky. Those are qualities. Those are qualities. So I'm tall, short, etc. Quality. Doesn't belong to me. It comes and goes. I'm calm, peaceful, agitated, restless, etc. Qualities comes and goes. I'm knowledgeable, intelligent, ignorant. Qualities comes and goes. I'm the consciousness that's aware of all this. Doesn't come, doesn't go. Always there. Nityam. Satyam Jnanam Anantam. Doesn't change. You. I. Don't say Brahman is Satyam Jnanam Anantam. In Timbuktu. Beyond the mind, etc. No, I. Don't be like that kid who wanted to go in a rocket to see space. Yeah. I'm the guy. This is the same term, I'm going to digress a little bit, just to put it in. That is called as Sachidananda. Sat is Satyam, Chit is Jnanam, Anantam is Anandam. Samjhi, but the meaning is so different, Anantam and Anandam. In the same Taittiriya Upanishad that defines Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahman, in the Bhriguvali, last section, there is a story of a rishi who was a student. Because even rishis gain knowledge from somewhere. Na? Every master was a student before. Every student is a potential master. That goes for all of you, okay? It goes for all of you. Every student is a potential master. Every teacher was a student. So, Bhrigu, some of you are there, na? Bhargava Gotra, you will say. Well, Bhrigu Gotra. Bhrigu was your rishi. Your family was started by Bhrigu. Okay? So, Bhrigu, rishi, Pitaram Upasasara, he went to his father, Varunam. His son goes to the father every day, na? Dad, Lavani, that Lavani, money I want. His son goes to dad all the time. But this time he didn't go as son. He goes as Shishya, student. Adihi Devo Brahmeti. Please teach me about Brahman. And maybe the father has taught sometimes before also. Father is a bit tough teacher. Yeah? It's a little old school. It's tough. He says, Yato imani bhutani jayante. From where all these beings have come. Yena jatani jivanti. From where all these beings are living. Preti abhisham vishanti iti. Dying, they all go back, are resolved into that. Tat brahmeti. That is Brahman. Tapasa brahma jigjnasasva. By tapas, thinking. Tapas is not standing on one leg. Tapas is here. Standing on one leg is also tapas, but that's meant for a different thing. Here tapas means here, vichara. Tapasa brahma vijignyasasva. Tapo brahmeti. Let tapas be reality for you. in your life, let it be made up of tapas. The guy goes. Then he comes to various conclusions. This is Brahman, that is Brahman, that is Annam brahmeti. Food is Brahman, because by food we are born, body. By food we are sustained. And when you die, you go to become food for your grandchildren. Yeah, you cremate, the ashes go into the water. Water in floods become soil. And you grow pumpkin for your grandchildren. Bas, you have to be able to laugh at death, okay? Not with such a morbid topic. Yeah, but yeah. You know, at least in your thinking and your meditation, confront death. Death is a constant companion for all of us. You are conceived, you could have died. Born, you could have died in childbirth. You survived 5 years, big landmark, because so many children die within 5 years. You're a teenager, big thing. You're a young person, big thing. You have lived to be old, to see your grandchildren. Big thing. It's a privilege not given to many. At any time you could die. In my life also, I have plenty of times. I always sense death walking next to me. And there are times when he has come in front. I said, time to give a hug? He smiled and said, not yet. Both papi hai. Thoda aur jeeze udhar. Yeah, I'm not joking. I have plenty of times. All of us. Death is a constant companion. Na? You breathe out. Are you sure the breath will come back in? Can you guarantee that? As I'm talking to you, I can collapse and go. Na? Abdul Kalam went like that. No? He's giving a lecture, he went like that. Is there a guarantee that I will last the next second? For me, nice way to go. All of you will have an issue. How to deal with this body now? Ashram will have an issue. Sadhu, no issue. Ganga mein dal do. Like how sailors have burial at sea, sadhus have burial in the Ganga. Yeah. ठीक है, हो गया काम. So, death, etc. Body. So he comes, Annam Brahmeti, comes to the father. Tapasa Brahma Vijijñāsasva, Tapo Brahmeti. One line, that's all. That means you have to do more tapas. Then he comes with prana. Tapo Brahmeti. Manaha. Then Vijñānam Brahmeti. Tapasa Brahma Vijñāsasva. Then he understands Anandam Brahmeti. Then Punaeva Puteram Upasasara. Nahi hai. It is not there. Then what does Upanishad say? Esha Bhargavi Varuni Vidya. Why? Anandam Brahmeti. Anandam there stands for Anantam, limitlessness. Therefore, Satyam Jnanam Anantam is also presented as Anandam. So, the meaning of Anandam is Anantam, limitlessness. Not bliss, etc. If you use the word bliss, you are blissfully ignorant. Because what is bliss? See, words have to communicate a meaning. In any thing. Yeah. In any context, words have to communicate. In Vedanta, even more so. So, bliss, what does it communicate to you? Hey, wind is blowing. Hot cup of coffee. Aha, blissful. To sit on the bank, answer the bank, drinking coffee. Blissful. It is blissful. Who said it is not? Or hot day. May, steaming hot. Oh God, so hot. You had a nice cold one. I am not saying what is inside. Nice cold one. You choose what you put inside. A nice cold one. This is bliss. You spend time with your loved one. How was it? Blissful. And she is very upset. Why? Because yesterday you described the cold drink as blissful. And today you are describing the time with her as blissful. You are reducing me to a cold drink. I don't blame her. How can I blame her? Cold drink was blissful. It doesn't communicate. We use words like this. You go to your friend's house, she offers you a drink. Hey, this is special, I concocted it myself. How is it? Wonderful. He says, now Swamiji, I want to show you something. For 6 months I have been working on this painting. And she unveils this painting. Wonderful. Then you see her face is fallen. Why? Cold drink was wonderful. Painting, cold drink was a few minutes she took to make it. Wonderful. Painting, you worked for 6 months. Wonderful. We are abusing words. No communication is taking place. So bliss is a word like that. There is no communication. You know it was a happy experience. That's all. Maximum. Maximum you are communicating is that it was a happy experience. That is all. So are you reducing Atma to an experience? Are you reducing yourself to a feeling? Now sometimes my sailor attitudes come through. So what do you want, a free feel? How are you reducing the whole thing to a feeling? Ananda is limitlessness. So sometimes you use the words like fullness to communicate. Puja Swamiji used to use the word fullness. What do you mean by fullness? You can't add to my joy. You can't take away from my joy. That is called fullness. My sense of fullness is what? You can't add to it, you can't take away from it. Where did you get that meaning from? Apuryamanam machala pratishtam samudram apah pravishanti yadvat. From the Gita. That verse, I am translating it as fullness. We have nothing of our own to offer. Okay, it's all there in the Shastra. So the fullness, the word is used sometimes. So there is some sort of experiential communication because your feelings are involved. Why? Because you started your search because of feelings. I'm feeling limited, I'm feeling isolated, I'm feeling lonely, I'm feeling purposeless. So you want a feeling oriented thing. So we use the word Ananda, fullness, etc. to communicate that. Otherwise it is Anantam, limitlessness. This is you. This is you. और क्या बात है? Again, once you know this, where is your sense of isolation? You are limitless. How can you isolate you? How can the limitless be isolated into something? Isolation implies cutting off from things. Your limitlessness is, you encompass everything into yourself. There is no place you are not, there is no time you are not. Where is isolation? Where is loneliness? In that book, it's a nice book. Sometimes these books are good as examples. There's a book called Jonathan Livingston Seagull by Richard Bach. Most of you may have read it. That book most of you would have read. It's a nice book. So there, the seagull, Jonathan, after teaching, he's walking away, leaving his student Sully in charge. Okay. He says, but we'll miss you. We will miss you. Really? He says. You are free from time and space. I am free from time and space. So all that is here and now. So you mean to say, in all this here and now, we can miss each other? Really, can you? You're missing without missing. You're missing without really missing. Means you're missing without the pain. You're missing without the sense of loss. Yeah. Because all there is one consciousness. What are you missing? A particular name and form. Are you missing the consciousness? You can't because it's you. So what is it that you're really missing? Nothing. Name and form it though. That's your humanness peeping through. That's okay, that's fine. You can miss without missing. You can grieve without grieving. Because you are grieving. I am Ananda. And one of my students calls me. My partner has expired. He is so young. He said, I'm coming over. Naturally, as a student, I will be there. I go over. Now I am Ananda, remember? Where is birth? Where is death? Do I say that? If I ever say that, I deserve to be whacked. That time you will empathize with the grief, no? You are human enough to empathize with someone's grief. But your empathizing should not be so much that you are also crying so much that you can't help the person. You have to be able to help the person. No? So you empathize. You understand. Why? Because you are a human being. You know the pain of losing people. Yeah. You know the pain of losing people. Yeah. Therefore, you can empathize. All human emotions you can have. You can love. You can get angry. But wise people are not supposed to get angry. Rule, eh? Where is the rule written? Tell me, show me the rule. That a wise person should not get angry. Anger will come and go. It won't last. You won't carry a grudge. It won't last for 3 days. It's momentary. Drishta sukham, drishta dukkham. Even sorrow. Oh my God, poor thing. It should not have happened. You can be loving and kind. You can be confrontative. You can fight a battle. Yeah. You can pick up a partner in life. Who said you can't? Oh, you're a wise person now. How can you get married? Rule, eh? That wise person should not be married. Is there a rule? Is there a rule like that? All our rishis were happily married. Not merely married, happily married. Ko vidhi, ko nishedaha. Where is a do or don't? Even the Veda does not say do this, don't do that to a wise person. Follow the rule if you want to. Break the rule if you want to. Rama followed all the rules. Krishna broke all the rules. A wise person will do what is appropriate to the situation in keeping with his worldly wisdom. So sometimes you may not have the worldly wisdom. So you may make a mistake in the world because you don't have that knowledge. You're running a trust. We forgot something. We bought land, we should have informed the charity commissioner. We are not informed. Mistake made. Chalo. We'll inform now with a letter of apology. That's all it is. There's a formal apology also available. You have to make it like that. Correct the mistake. Because you're human. You don't have everything. You don't have all knowledge. This is a functional world, na? Your intention is not to cheat or anything. And this is happening often. That's why the charity commissioner has made a formal apology. Everyone makes this. Yeah, there is a format for that apology. And there is a format for informing also. You have to put it in that format. Hey, these are local laws, man-made laws. For certain convenience, for certain functioning order. Yeah. So that a wise person may not know. A tax law he may not know. That's why there are tax experts. No? Tax law in every country is confusing. Which country it is not confusing, tell me. India, we are trying to simplify it. Trying to. But look at the GST things. We need a GST consultant. A trust. We don't benefit from GST, but we also need to have a GST consultant because we are paying off money. Na? So, these laws, a wise person may know, may not know. So, a social nicety he may know, not know. Those things will be broken. But otherwise, in terms of universal dharma, he will follow. Natural. Yeah. What if he breaks dharma? For him, no problems. For the person, for the wise person, for her, there is no problem. For society, there may be a problem. What is the dharma? Dharma is meant for your growth. What is the height of growth? Knowing yourself. After that, what is the use of dharma? The Gita says, no? Like how your pond, how useful is your pond when the whole place is flooded with water? It is flooded with ananda. What use is dharma? You mean to say, Swamiji, wise people will be adharmic? Why do you say someone do a wrong thing? Break dharma. You want something so much, so badly, as the youngsters say, that I want it by hook or by crook. Because that will make me happy. So by hook or by crook, I have to get it. Then adharma will come into the picture. If you are Ananda, you don't want it by hook, then why will you want it by crook? Yeah. So it will be natural. To be dharmic is natural. Sometimes if the situation demands it, he may break a law. Yeah. Like we have a sacred vow on sannyasa. In fact, the only main vow is this, of ahimsa. That I will not be a non-competitor, I will not compete with anyone, I will not hurt anyone. And I'm walking on the streets of Bombay, I find a girl being harassed by 2-3 characters. What do you expect me to do? Bhaiya ji, please, aisa paap mat karna. With folded hands, I appeal to their good sense. You think it will work? What will work? This will work. Or you have to be enough of a martial artist to learn how to diffuse the situation. So himsa will come into the picture, no? Wrong? Adharma? You have broken your vow of sannyasa. Reva de. I am happy breaking it. Yeah, happy breaking it. I mean, this is not an uncommon situation that I face in Bombay. I generally know how to diffuse it before it comes to. Yeah. You know how to diffuse. Because the greatest martial artist is one who can win without having to fight. So we learn to diffuse. But you can diffuse only when you know you can back it up with force if necessary. Walk softly, carry a big stick. It makes, whether it's international diplomacy or individual, it works. And a wise person is capable of both, depending upon his skills in life. His skills in life. Another person may not be able to because he doesn't know that. That's okay. He doesn't have to know it. He knows what's the most important thing. I'm Ananda and I can help you discover I'm Ananda. That's good enough. No? Social skills, etc. Bonus. You know, when I studied from some of the masters here, they had no clue about the modern society, about science. In fact, even Taranandagiri said once, he came here, there is a phone here. Abhi Swamiji ko phone laga sakta hai? Swami Dayanand ji, He was in States. Can we phone him up now? It was after lunch, 1 o'clock. I said, Swamiji will be sleeping now. अरे 1 बजे तो खाना खाता रहेगा ना. 1 o'clock he'll be having food. So immediately after food he doesn't sleep. He waits for half an hour at least before going to sleep. I said, no Swamiji, it is night there. Huh? How can it be night there? Day, na? He did not know the time difference. He did not know that. He knew about the relativity of time. But he did not know the time scale and the time. He honestly did not know. I had to explain that to him. अच्छा, ऐसा होता है. हाँ, ये तो विज्ञान अच्छा है बात है. He understood it in a minute. But he did not know. Does that make him any less of a wise person? He is the same person who said, my buddhi is not working, so I sat down quietly. So some knowledge, this type of things he may not know. Therefore, Anantam Jnanam is not for your knowledge. It is for that pure consciousness that is there. That is you. So Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman, clear? Okay. There are questions you can always ask, okay?
Swamiji, sorry, I maybe have missed everything, but this consciousness is you. You have negated, as you said, it's a...
Yeah, every Vakya will say the same thing.
And all Vakya will ultimately come
Yeah,
to
yeah,
this point.
exactly.
But what I was asking is, how do you come to this conclusion on this particular...
How do you?
Come to this conclusion on this Mahavakya.
Of
that
this?
the consciousness is you.
That is the whole teaching, no? That whole teaching is that only, no? All that I've been explaining. We will see it in another Vakya also. Like here. See, consciousness is you because you are a conscious being. From you, the conscious being, we are negating all the limiting factors. Limit of body, prana, mind, knowledge, ignorance, time, space. From the conscious being. Then what is left behind? Consciousness unconditioned by time and space. In a nutshell, that's all that is there. Yeah. True. So, what is the next one in that list I have put? Oh, from Aitya Upanishad. Prajnanam Brahmeti. Prajnanam Brahma. This is from Aitri Upanishad. So, Aitri Upanishad talks about, first it starts with the manifestation. Okay. It says, from the self, everything is manifest. Okay. Now, when he says everything is manifest, he is talking about the Virat Purusha, Ishvara's body, okay, the totality. And he is talking about this, everything being manifest. Then he talks about the sense organs being manifest. He talks about the food being manifest. He talks about the relationship between food and the sense organs. Talks about the trees, the plants, everything being manifest from this intelligence. Look at it. When you're saying manifestation, last night's discussion also, when you talk about manifestation, you'll talk about Ishvara or the Virat Rupa, the cosmic form. Ishvara generally. That is why the intelligence of Ishvara is there in and through everything that you see. In fact, the whole creation is nothing but solidified intelligence. That manifested consciousness, it is not a manifestation of matter, but matter is solidified intelligence, is solidified consciousness. Ulta hai. Science perspective is what? Matter evolves into consciousness. Vedanta perspective is the other way around. Why? Why do I say it? If you walk along this road, On the right hand side, you will see a huge banyan tree. That banyan tree has been there for a couple of 100 years. Okay? It's a huge banyan tree. Just take a walk down. Don't be afraid of the spirit. The spirit is further down. Okay. And if you are going for a walk and too afraid of it, keep chanting Om Namah Shivaya. Okay. Jokes apart. Okay. This is a banyan tree. Have you seen the seed of a banyan tree? It's like a rye. It's like a mustard seed, so small. Now that mustard seed size of a banyan tree has the genetic coding of that whole tree. 300 years of genetic coding is available in that small little thing. You put it in the soil, that's it. You leave it there. Software. Genetic coding is software. You leave it there. Under right conditions, it will sprout. 30 years later, secondary roots will come down. 40 years later, this will happen. 50 years later, there will be secondary trunks available. After 300 years, it will go. This particular tree. Some trees are there for thousands of years. So, all that huge tree is what? In the form of intelligence in that little one. You, the person, was here. You started as a zygote. The sperm and the ova fusing together. 2 cells, 1 zygote. Microscopic. But in that zygote, the huge, all your genetic coding is there. Your height, be short character. 5.5 feet only, not more than that. Father is tall, that is true. But genetically, this is it. Father was a rare gene that came in. That is dormant in you. Coded there. You don't have to eat food to put on weight. You only have to look at food to put on weight. That is also coded there. Me. Coded. This will be his maximum height, weight he can reach. Weight, of course, he can put on more. Under these conditions. And under these conditions, at 40, diabetic. Diabetes at 40. Coded there. Genetic coding. Possibilities. Possibility. Why? Both the parents are diabetic. So genetic coding, high possibility. Diabetic at 40 and don't take enough care, heart attack at 60. Coded there. And by 84, Ram Naam Satya hai. Coded there. Which we can modify a little bit here and there with our action. But that whole coding is available in that microscopic zygote. What is it but solidified intelligence? It is like plugging in the software and you get the whole computer also ready. How wonderful would that be? You buy the software, you plug it in, and after 3 days you find the whole laptop is ready there. Wow! That's the body, you and me. Not only what your genes your children will carry, that is also there. Yeah?
I wonder, because all of us humans, or most of us,
Beg your pardon?
most of us humans, we are disidentified with the body and the mind.
Yeah.
Why is that also in the software?
Because of self-ignorance. That identification of the body and mind comes because of self-ignorance. All of us are born.
This is also part of
Yeah.
the order of Vichaara.
So that is the only issue. The only human issue is actually self-ignorance.
But in that way, we are saying there is an error in
Yeah.
Vichaara's order.
Correct. So in this particular body, now this will have to go more than genetics. Because of previous samskaras, the guy will move into spirituality. Every one of you here, If you look into your horoscope, there will be some indication for that. Either Guru is strong, Shani is strong, you'll be there. Check your horoscopes. Yeah. There will be some influence which will show that there is a tendency for spirituality. After that, it's up to you to build it. Build it up. That's your choice. That's your freedom of choice. Like I have possibility of diabetes, more than 50%, genetically. But God's grace, nothing up to now. My father was diabetic at 40. I'm 70. I'm not diabetic. God's grace plus a little bit of effort on my part. Both are necessary. Yeah. So, there is that freedom of choice also, and there is a genetic coding also. Why am I highlighting the genetic coding? To show that the whole world is nothing but manifestation of intelligence. No? But intelligence, as I said, is only there in a sentient being. That sentient being is what we call the cosmic intelligence, the totality, Ishvara. That's how Aitreya starts. And then it says, manifested, all these are names and forms of Brahman, he says. Names of forms of the Purusha. Names and forms of the Purusha. Okay? Then, after that, he says, I am Atma Brahman. After having said all this, the whole manifestation is covered, whole universe, and the details, individuals, etc. Then he says, this Atma that we are under discussion, no? That intelligence manifests, etc., that is nothing but Brahman, limitlessness. I am Atma Brahman. Not I am Atma Brahman. No? I am there means this. Idam. This thing, modification of that. I am Atma. This Atma. Which Atma? Atma is I, not this. But which was we are being under discussion as manifested, etc. This manifested Atma that you are talking about, I, is nothing but that Brahman. Brahman is what? The whole manifestation. And what you are talking about, I am Atma. The champion sitting in front, may itna hi hu, may aisa hi hu. What to do? I am like this only. Then if you're in a South Indian movie, you'll ask, Enna Raskala, why are you like that only? Rajnikant movies. Why did I think of Rajnikant? Because he's one of our trustees here. Okay. So I am like this only, the guy who's thinking, and sometimes thinking, why am I like this only? That entity is a manifestation. He is saying, I am Atma. This Atma we are under discussion is Brahman. Limitlessness. Jagat Karanam Brahman is you, the Atma. Same like Tattvamasi. Is there any difference? This Atma under discussion. This Atma that is feeling finite. This Atma that is manifested. The wave is a manifestation of water. At first glance, that's what it is. Second glance is what? The wave is nothing but water. So we are all manifested consciousness. You can be studied under a microscope. You are a specimen for science. Correct? When you are studying consciousness, you are becoming a specimen. And the one who is studying and the one who is being studied, both are what? Brahman. I am Atma. This Atma under discussion is nothing but Brahman, Jagat Karanam Brahman, Ishvara. Then the same Lakshana Vakya, etc. comes into the picture here also. From I, the Atma, all the manifestation is being chopped off. Bhagatyaga Lakshanayana, by that implication. Because manifestation means mithya. Name and form. What are you? That which is not manifest. That which is the content of all manifestations. Body is a manifestation. Mind is a manifestation. Emotions are manifest. Your desires are manifestations. Your knowledge is a manifestation. Ignorance is a manifestation. What are you? The one who is looking into all this. The one who is aware of all this. Look at it right now, isn't it a fact? You don't need any meditation. You're aware of your body, aware of your breathing, aware of your emotions. If not emotion, at least the sensations. Aware that you're trying to know this. Aware that you're shedding ignorance. Who's that I? Pure consciousness. You. It's not somewhere in Timbuktu. It is not something you understand later. Right now, your consciousness. That consciousness is limitlessness. Brahman. From Ishvara also drop all the manifestation. What is left behind? One consciousness. One water behind the wave. One water behind the ocean. How many waters? How many oceans are there in the world? Oceans, not seas. 5? Atlantic, Pacific, Indian, etc. And the 6th one is being formed in Africa. It will take 1,000,000 years, but it is coming up, okay? Because Africa is being split. Not aware of that? Oh, it's being studied geology, it is there. But it will take 1,000,000 years for it to happen. It's not in our lifetime. So 5 oceans. So how do you make out the difference between one ocean and another ocean? From the Indian and the Pacific, how do you make out the difference? Is there a demarcating line? Do you feel the bump when you go over? Yeah, if you're a sailor, you will feel the bump of the equator. You didn't feel the bump? Hold on. We will make you feel the bump. Then you are given bumps and you are made to drink a concoction of seawater and plus other things. Until all the food that your mama lovingly gave you is thrown out, then you are a sailor, all right. Now you can sail the 7 seas and you can say you are a sailor. Until then you are not. What bump are you talking about? Just for fun, just to hassle the guy a bit, rag the guy a bit. Newcomer, na? Newbie, break him in to the toughness of sea life. No bump, no demarcating line. Though there might be some YouTube videos. These two waters don't mix. This is green, this is blue. Bunkum. Yeah. I sailed all over. Think of that. It's all bluff. YouTube bluff. There is no demarcating line. Nothing. Is one ocean, one water. What 5 oceans? For convenience, we have called it. Because we are claiming territorial rights. And Pakistan is very upset that we are calling it Indian Ocean. It should be called Asian Ocean. The whole of Asia was India once upon a time. That's why they called it Indian Ocean. But territorial rights you are claiming. South China Sea, there's still dispute going on. That is the flashpoint. There's no difference, there's only one water. Then what are you talking about? How many consciousnesses are there? Thank God even in English there's no plural for consciousness. One consciousness. Manifest as all the jivas, manifest as the whole universe, manifest as Ishvara, the totality, total intelligence, all powerful being, and manifest as you and me, one consciousness. Yeah. Same thing, isn't it? Same as before. Whether it is Tattvamasi or I am Atma Brahman, you are talking about the same thing. Different Mahavakyas from different Upanishads are only examples to show that all Upanishads say the same thing. So every Upanishad will have a statement like this, similar to this. Therefore, Naitriya, it is I am Atma Brahman. So there it is being talked about from a different standpoint. When we see Mandukya, we will see it from a different standpoint. Why different standpoints? If there is one reality and there are millions of manifestations, you can approach the reality from any manifestation.
Are the manifestations separable?
Yeah, please, you'll have to speak a bit louder. My hearing aid is not there today.
Are the manifestations...
One second, just give him that mic, please.
We are talking about manifestation of...
Talking about?
Manifestation of
Closer.
consciousness.
Manifestation,
of
yeah.
consciousness. Are the manifestations separable
Manifestations?
or separable?
Are they? You tell me.
Suppose manifestation of humans.
Are the manifestations separable?
Yes.
Separable from what?
From each.
You manifestation, I manifestation, we are separable, no? We are not attached together. Correct? Therefore, because this mind is associated only with this body, there is a feeling of separateness. You are different, I am different. World is different, I am different. Correct? How different are we really? Because remember, you are a manifestation. If the earth becomes hotter by 5 degrees, what will happen to all of us? So are we really separated or are we connected? Because each is a form, at the level of the form, you experience separateness. At the level of the form, you experience separateness. At the level of consciousness, there's only one. Million waves, one water. Isn't it? 5 oceans, one water. So where is the separation? Name and form. Separation is at the level of name and form. And we identify with the name and form. Because we identify with the name and form, we feel separate, isolated, lonely, etc. Identified with the consciousness, no separateness, no loneliness, nothing. Because have we not experienced, we can be alone and not lonely. You can be alone and not lonely. You can be in a group and feel lonely. The group is so different, none of them understand me here. I am sailing and my intention is going to go and join the ashram. They are talking about going to that bar in the night. मेरे को interest नहीं है यार. What will I do in a bar? You have seen one bar, you have seen all bars. Really? How different are a bar? Anyway, the difference you can't see. It is dark and smoky anyway. I mean, honestly, how much different is it? I went to this bar here, that bar there, that. We did pub crawling. How much difference are there really? Been there, done that, okay? I know what I'm talking about. What difference is there, tell me, between one and the other? Oh, this pub. The cocktail this guy mixes are something unique. How unique? Yeah. Yeah. Give me Long Island tea and hold back the rum. What? Hold back the rum. Give me the Long Island tea. I had to do things like that. I never used to enjoy that. okay. If you can enjoy, enjoy. Nothing wrong in enjoying it. What is wrong in enjoying it? Yeah, enjoy. Yeah. As long as you are not dependent on it, it is okay. Yeah. But idea is, how much is the separation? Yeah. How much are those experiences? Fact is one consciousness. So, in a group you can feel lonely because nobody understands you. You try to fit in. Haven't we all done this? Try to fit in. You don't have to fit in. No, that's also okay. Don't fit in. If you want some peace and quiet, there fit in. If you don't want peace and quiet, fine. Don't fit in. Ki farak painde? What difference does it make? So all this is because we are identified with the form, name and form. Name and form. We are unique. Yeah. See, there is a validity in that identification also. We are all one. We all should behave each other with love. At the Vyavahara level, this is sheer nonsense. The terrorist is a conditioned human being. He has been brainwashed. Treat him with love and you can change him. You can treat him with love. I'll look out for the nearest weapon. I see at least half a dozen weapons in front of me. Yeah, that's how you behave with. That's not how Krishna behaved. Pick up the Gandhiva and shoot. He didn't say, embrace everyone with love. That nonsense he didn't say. If you believe in that nonsense, the Taliban and IS will come up to Kanyakumari. As it is, that nonsense made us under Mughal rule for so many years. And then the British after that. All because we lost Shatrubodha. The awareness of the enemy we lost. We had it very strongly before that. The time of Mahabharata, etc., strategy was very strong. After that, when Kali Yuga started, we lost some of those things. That's why the enemy could walk in. Otherwise, which enemy would have walked in? Yeah. Because we treated them with honor. But they didn't fight with honor. You have to have understanding of the enemy. What is he doing? Know yourself, know the enemy, 1,000 battles, 1,000 victories. Know yourself, but don't know the enemy. Only half the victories will be there. Don't know yourself, don't know the enemy, you'll lose every battle. It's all from the Mahabharata, okay? Sun Tzu also said the same thing. Because half of Chinese culture is Indian culture anyway. It all went from here to there. Thanks to Bodhidharma and others. So, remember, Vyavahara is different. This is different. Om Tat Sat.